Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Sharmit. In this session, we are going to discuss about another very important topic of CSS property, that is background shorthand. So far we have discussed all the properties related to background, but we are using it individually. So in this session, we will discuss how we can apply all background related properties in one go using shorthand. Okay. But before we proceed with this session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic. Because for timing, we are just mainly focusing on background shorthand property. But prior to that, you should know about what all properties are there that we can use for background, like background image, background color, background position X, position Y. So we have discussed all these properties, right? So you just need to walk through all those sessions and then you can easily refer this session, because here we are going to use all those things as well. Okay, and our main focus would be only on the background shorthand property. Okay, now to understand this thing, what we will do, firstly I'll apply some properties in a normal way. Okay, then we will understand the requirement and accordingly we will reduce the lines of code using a background shorthand property. Okay, fine. So let's start the discussion regarding code. So here you can see the code is very simple and straightforward. We have just noted down one title in the head section and there is one heading in the body, which is showing CSS Cascading Style Sheets by Tech Sharmit. Now you can save it and refresh the browser. So once you refresh the browser, you will see that CSS Cascading Style Sheets by Tech Sharmit has been printed on the screen. Okay. Now next what we will do here, we will simply use the property. Firstly we will put the heading. So here we will write heading. In heading we will write the main topic name, which is background, and in bracket we will write here shorthand property in CSS. So this is our main topic for today's session, background shorthand property in CSS. Okay, fine. Now what next we let's understand the requirement. So requirement is that we want to create one div here in the bottom section. In that div we will apply one border, we will set its width, height, and then later on we will include or attach one image which should come in the right top corner. So this is the simple requirement. Okay, we want to create one div, there we want to show one image in the right top corner, and that image should contain some background color as well, that div should contain. So let's see how we can do it. So firstly, as I mentioned, we will do it with a normal approach. Okay, and then we will use background shorthand to reduce the lines of code. So let's write the code. So here I will use div. In div we will put the ID, we will associate it with the ID. So here I'm using the ID as box. So what this box will do, like whenever we want to apply some property to this div, we will use this ID as box. Now you can save it and later on we will apply the CSS property. So for applying CSS property, I will prefer to go with the internal CSS style sheets. So for that, here we will use the style tag. In style tag we will mention the required thing. So let's set the width and height first. So I'll set the width of this div, but before that we should select the selector. So selector is ID, so I will use box with hash symbol because it is a ID. So we will write here box, then curly braces. In curly braces we will put the height, width, and all the required things. So I'm setting the width as 100%. Okay, then we will set the height would be 600 pixels. Then we will set the border, because without border if you try to see the output you will see nothing, right? So to see the impact, let's add the border here. So here border would be of 5 pixels, solid black. Okay, now you can save it and refresh it. So once you refresh it, you will see that now the border has been added on the screen, and on this border we want to apply some color. So now we will apply some background related properties. So here I'll use background color property. Color would be antique white. Save it, refresh it. So it is coming like this. Okay, fine. Now our next requirement is we want to show one image as well. So to show the image, you will write here background image. Then we will use URL. With URL, we are supposed to provide the name of the file. So name of the file means the name of the image. So my image name is tiger.webp. Now you can add this tiger.webp, save it and refresh it. So once you refresh it, you will see that image is coming, but it is in a repetitive mode. Why? Because we have not set the background repeat property, and we all know how to apply that, right? Because we have already discussed it in previous sessions, separate sessions. Okay, fine. So let's quickly apply the background no repeat so that we can see a good output. So here I'll apply background repeat as no repeat. Now you can save it, refresh it. So the image is coming like this. Okay, now what next? After this, we will write here background position. In position, we will write here top right. Then you can simply save it and refresh it. So this is this is exactly what we were looking for, right? This was our main requirement. We want to create one div with border. On that div, we want to apply some background color. Then we want to apply one background image, and that image should come in the top right corner. So we have got all the things that we have planned. Now what next? The thing is that we have applied all these things, but for this requirement, we have applied 4 background properties. So is there any way through which we can apply all these 4 property but in a one line? Yes. And for the same reason, we will use the background shorthand property. So what basically it allows us to apply all these background property just by using one single line with background shorthand. Clear? Fine. Now what next? Like firstly, we will comment out this thing so that we can see how the things will change when we apply the shorthand property. So here I'll write the comment, and we all know that in CSS for comment we use slash, asterisk and asterisk slash for multi-line comment. So we have added the comment. Now if you save it and refresh it, you will see only border, width and height properties applied. Why? Because we have removed all the background related properties. Now we will again apply these property but with a single line. And to reduce the lines of code, we are using here background shorthand property. So here we will just write background. Okay, only background, not other thing. Now here we will one by one apply all these thing. For example, if I want to apply background color, I can directly write the name of the color, antique white. If you want to apply some other color, for example, if you want to go with a red color, so you can set red color, refresh the browser, and you will see the impact. Okay. But let's keep the same color because we want to apply the same thing here. Fine. Similarly, if I want to show the image, so I can directly write here URL. In URL, we will put the tiger.webp, save it, refresh it. So you can see image is coming but in a repetitive mode. So to remove this thing, we will simply write here no repeat. Save it, refresh it. So you can see image is coming without any repetition. Likewise, if you want to apply the position for it, so you can simply write here top right, save it, refresh it. So now you can see we have got the same thing but with just one line, and that's why we all prefer to go with a background shorthand, because with background shorthand you can directly apply all these property in one line. Earlier we used to write like here 4 lines and separate property to apply these all things, right? But now we are just using one single line, and with this one single line you can easily see we are achieving the same thing, same result. Okay, so this is the advantage of using background shorthand, because with this background shorthand we have reduced the lines of code and we have applied all those properties just in a single go. Okay, so yeah, with this session, like, we have completed all the properties related to background. Now it's your turn. Like, you can try and like you can perform different examples using these properties, and once it is like, if you face any issues or challenges, you can simply reach out to me through comment section. And from like for this session, these are the all things that we wanted to discuss. From next session we will pick another topic and we will cover all property of that topic as well. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today. See you in the next session. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.